Hello, Mission Church. Pastor Jeff here. Thank you for joining us today for our Mission Minute. On Sunday, Pastor Gordon spoke to us about authentic relationships, a great sermon based on the passage in John 15. I'm just going to read a little bit of that to you. Jesus says, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me, and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. If you do not remain in me, you are like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up and thrown into the fire and burned. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be done for you. This is to my Father's glory that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. And we look at this idea of abiding, of remaining in Christ, which is this constant, continual relationship with Jesus. The only way that we produce fruit is in our connection to Jesus. And the fruit that we're talking about here is the kind of life that is on offer for all of us. Galatians 5 says the fruit of this life in the Spirit is love and joy and peace and kindness and patience and faithfulness, among other things. And we don't produce these fruits on our own by trying really hard, right? Trying really hard to be joyful, trying really hard to be peaceful. That's not how it works. They're fruits, they're byproducts of our relationship, of our abiding and remaining on to the vine, which is Christ. And many of us want to be the kind of people that are full of peace and genuinely kind and are able to just be joyful and love freely and deeply. And yet when we take an honest look at our lives, we quickly realize that our relationship with Christ isn't necessarily a priority. When we look at the time that we set apart for prayer, for just being and meditating and learning from the scriptures, from just being silent in the presence of God and allowing him to speak to us as we listen. And when we look at the time that we actually take time to rest or time for service, it doesn't necessarily line up with the kind of life that Jesus led. What he made time for. He would wake up early in the morning, the scriptures tell us, to go to be with the Father, to seek his face. That's the kind of life that will produce the fruit that we desire and that God really desires for us. So I want to encourage us. I want to challenge us even to look at our lives, to look at the way that we're spending our time, spending our energy, spending even our money, and ask ourselves, is that going to produce the kind of life that we're looking for, that we are hoping for? Or is it producing some other fruit? Because everything we do is producing fruit. But is it going to be that kind of fruit that just withers and is going to be eventually thrown out? Again, Jesus says, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. And apart from me, you can do nothing. So I challenge you to think about what is one thing that you can begin to do even this week to deepen, to strengthen, to grow that relationship with Christ as you continue to follow him, continue to remain in him and abide in him. Be encouraged and be blessed, Mission Church, and I'll see you on Sunday.